Unfortunately, part four stopped. I was trying to get it all in one video in that last part, but I'm gonna put draft in the title of these because I want to do one video where I can keep track. Cause I gotta pause it, upload it, then delete it, and then do all of this extra stuff just so I can have more storage. Even though, like I said, I have plenty of storage. But part five of the negativity rant videos. Right, this is gonna be the part five draft. Where I ended was, them taking the weapons from me and just dwelling on the past, right? Dwelling on the negatives of what I did. Oh, you're giving me this drug and alcohol screening and everything. Now you've made me a threat to public safety. And there's certain things I can't do for my own happiness, right? That I used to do that kept my blood pressure great. You know what I'm saying? That now I can't do. Now my blood pressure's all high. Now I gotta sit there and stress. I gotta sit there and find other things to do because you've taken away my usual go-tos, right? And it's pretty much the point of the video, right? Is the negativity. Why are you focusing on that, right? We need this mental health diagnosis. We need it, right? Why are you so focused on that negativity? But they'll tell you, oh, don't focus on the negativity. You should move forward. Why are you holding me back? They're holding you back. You move forward, and they're holding on your hood the whole time. Why are you trying to? They're trying. That's what pretty much what they're doing, right? When you come and you look at the technical aspect of things, society is not built for you to move forward unless you are going with their agenda. And that was the point in part three with the people who say they've beaten the system. No, you haven't. You joined the systems. You can't beat them, join them. Right? You got all of these people. They'll tell you, oh, this is why therapy isn't working. Oh yeah, what are you want to talk about? Why am I here? The only reason I'm here is because I reacted to this MKO trip. Right? Why didn't you? I'm going doing this drug and alcohol evaluation where the counselor's like, if you don't do this, they could put a warrant out for you because that's the conditions of your probation. Why is that a condition of my probation? First, they didn't drug or alcohol test me at all. But you've given me what made you say? What made the first counselor or the first lady go, "Oh, you need counseling"? Did she go when I first got there? I'm expecting you to drug test me, give me like a breathalyzer or something. We just sat there and had a little therapy session. Oh, I'm gonna set you up for counseling, and then on Saturdays you can go and see Amanda. For what? So now I'm pretty much doing NA meetings for alcohol, or AA meetings and NA meetings for drugs and alcohol. I'm not doing. Like I said, I can count on both hands how many times I've drank within the past 5 years. I haven't smoked in 6 years, or 6 months. I said 6 years. It's sitting over 6 months. So what am I sitting there going for this meeting? I showed you I can stop when I need to, but you haven't even tested me. So what do you, right? You haven't even, what is the word I'm looking for? You haven't ruled out the fact that I don't have a drug problem or alcohol problem. You haven't even tried to take the test. It's like when they were like, oh, when I was at the McLeod Health in South Carolina, you have clinical depression and anxiety. We took some of your blood, and you have low serotonin, and you have clinical depression and anxiety. But there's no correlation to your blood serotonin than there is into your brain serotonin. So where are you getting that from? Can you show me the numbers? We'll get back to you. Ask Dr. Gengar. You're telling me I have this. I'm feeling happy right now. Can you test my serotonin? Because I want to see the difference. In the same way my blood pressure can change, can't your serotonin levels change? It's not a constant, obviously. So show me right now while I'm happy what my serotonin levels, because you're telling me this is clinical depression. That's what they told me before. And then you want to say that just from talking to me, I'm depressed. Oh, no, no, no. Give me that same. Because I'm not feeling this depression you're talking about. Once I start talking about this MK Ultra and I got people stalking me, now you're telling me I'm depressed? Oh, you're not your usual self. That's what she says to me. What's my usual self? I thought my usual self was clinically depressed and anxious. Or are you bringing up my past? That wasn't even accurate. based on somebody else. Not what I'm telling you, somebody else is telling you. Same thing. This court ordered mental health evaluation, I'm fine. But the psychiatrist is going to tell you, oh, he has anxiety, or, he's been traumatized. Like Kirsten, that girl who gave me her card. Oh, you seem to have experienced trauma. Who told you anything about trauma? So if I'm experiencing trauma, you would have to believe my story about the MK Ultra gang stalking thing. That's the only way you're going to say that I have trauma. You didn't say, oh, you're suffering from paranoia. She said trauma. That's interesting because I didn't speak to you before. That means the cops must have told you something. You're experiencing trauma. What did they tell you? Tell me what they told you. That made you think I'm experiencing trauma because I've never seen you a day in my life, but you come to the door with the cop. And now you're telling me, this community help when the community is harassing you. Right? You're if you say I'm experiencing trauma, that's a past thing. Something from the past is resurfacing, obviously, but this is not a past thing. It's a past, present, and future thing. They're gonna harass me tomorrow. I go to work. They're gonna harass me. And this is focusing on the negatives, right? I can sit here and focus on the positive. I can go, yo, what is the positive to me doing therapy? I can't think of shit, to be honest. I have to do some superficial, shallow thing. I can go, my therapist Paige, she's kind of attractive. That is literally where it ends. I'm fine without her. I'm looking, right? We set up this treatment plan. Oh, uh, focus on your time management. If I was focusing on time management by myself right now, cut out therapy, don't need it, right? I remove all of this stuff, cut out the counseling, don't need it. That's a waste of my time. I don't got to worry about my manager trying to schedule around all of these things. The Saturday meeting, oh, I got to be there by 12. So can you? No, I can get more hours by removing all of these things. Then I can pay off my fine, and hopefully he can take me off of this probation. And once I pay it off, and I won't have to do the counseling and mental health, all this nonsense, right? But that's what they need me to do. I'm fairly certain that once I pay off the fine, it's going to be like, oh, you still got to do this drug and alcohol thing because they need the diagnosis. Because once I pay it off, then they could still send me to jail for a warrant for some shit. Just like they've been saying, oh, trespassing, they'll make up some shit to send me to jail. If you're going to send me to jail anyway, by the time I pay off the fine, you might as well just send me now and I don't got to pay off the fine, and we can press the charges afterwards. Right? Since you're going to dwell on the past. You're going to dwell on the fact that, oh, in the past, you didn't get the drug and alcohol even though you paid. You're not going to dwell on, yo, he's been doing great. He came, got him a job, he paid it off before his probation is over so we could take him off probation. They're going to be like, Dag, he paid off his fines? Shit. What else can we hold against him? Well, it was court ordered. That's why they made it court ordered. For him to have this mental health evaluation and to do this drug and alcohol screening. Did he do it? No. Why? Because it was deteriorating his mental health. We don't give a fuck about his mental health. We told him to do it anyway. Now it becomes a dictatorship almost. Right? Because of the past. Now, then, okay, if you're going to bring up the past and hold it to me, I'm going to do the same to you. And this is what's causing the stress and the high blood pressure and all. It's not this. It's not the coffee. It's not. I've drank the Starbucks coffees in the bottle all the time. I used to drink Red Bull all the damn time, too. It's not all of that. That's so much sugar in the Red Bull. But my blood pressure was fine. Drinking all the water I need to. I was good. Only thing that's weighing on my mind when I'm like, right, today I got to think about, damn, Saturday's coming up. I got to work 8 to 2. I was supposed to go to a drug and alcohol meeting to like 6 times so that I can graduate for this drug and alcohol assessment. I might as well just start going. Because if I cancel that out, I don't got to worry about working around it. I can get more hours. I don't got to talk to my manager about, yo, can you schedule around this? And she got to add her own anxiety to it. Like, oh, I can't schedule him on this. I'm not worried about what the court says. Okay, boom, work. Put me on the schedule every time. The more hours I get, the faster I can pay off my phone. That's it. That's how I want to look at it. That would be the positive, right? Okay, boom, I got a job now. Now I could just work on paying off the fine, and once I pay off the fine, it could, take me off probation. That's an if. That's a potential thing. It's not a guarantee that he's gonna automatically take me off probation. He can go, yo, you paid off the fine, but I still need you to do this mental health evaluation. Just because they need me to have this mental health evaluation so they can discredit me later. If they don't, it defeats the purpose for them. Because they don't want me to press charges with a healthy mind. No, they got to be like, oh, well, this professional who's learned the science says that you're anxious. Based on what? based on your belief that you're being harassed, but they're one of the ones that's going to harass. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, right, as soon as I walked into therapy, what's the first thing she did? She starts talking about, oh, you could be, do you have any triggers? Like if you hear a dog barking, that's the first thing Paige said to me, right? I can say, oh, she's fairly attractive, but if I focus on the negatives, she still participated in the harassment, and I recorded it. She's still allowing me to waste my time, even though I told her it's court ordered. There should be, you don't have to do this. Only reason it's not you don't have to do this is because I haven't gotten the mental health diagnosis yet. Because they can just go, oh yeah, we're gonna diagnose him with autism or anxiety, just so I have it later, and then I just never show up, but I'm already diagnosed, and you can still use it against me later. Oh, and then you didn't show up to your appointments because okay, then I gotta press charges for misdiagnosis on top of that. I think the video is about to cut out. It's about to be that 11th minute mark, so I might have to make part 6 because I want to round up. Like I said, these are gonna be drafts, and I'm gonna round it. I'm gonna make a video once I have the full storage, so where I can get it all at once, and you don't gotta listen to me ramble in parts, because it's like sometimes I lose train of thought when I have to stop it, re-upload it, and then restart another video. But yeah, so in focusing on the negatives, and we're gonna talk about that in society as well, how it affects so many people, and the philosophical dumb shit of that whole saying of, oh, focus on the positive instead of the negatives, in order to move forward. Right? When everything we do, if somebody cheated on you, you're supposed to set up boundaries. Why you gotta set up boundaries if nothing happened in the past? You're not thinking about the past. How often do you take somebody who cheats